Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to A Hat in Time, which I guess you don't want to confuse with A Stitch in Time, which that book series did have a poorly received Disney movie made after it relatively recently. Interesting, the overlay text kind of floated in the air when I pulled out of the pause menu. So it took us 45 minutes to goof around and do 2 levels. We've got Mustache Girl on the ship, so let's talk to her.
Are you ready to take down some mafia? Let's do it! I'm psyched!
So
Let's go over the plan. All assaults need a good plan, or it'll be a flop.
we have like a full cutscene here. Now, I feel like there's another mission we may have skipped for Mafia Town, but whatever.
First we strangle them, choke them, and watch them beg for mercy. That'll show them.
A little violent for what I would have assumed this was a kid's game.
No, wait. Strangling is too kind. We smash them together into mush and put their remains in a jar.
Maybe I've sided with the wrong side here.
Then we sell the jar for pocket money. That'll be the ultimate salt in the wound. But first we have to make it through their Mafia HQ. Once we find and dethrone the Mafia boss, the rest will follow. Then our mush and jar
The Mafia
party
boss
will be no problem.
looks a lot like Mustache Girl. I wouldn't be surprised if Mustache Girl is the daughter of Mafia Boss.
We've got to get you geared up. Your hat is basic, and we don't do basic in this scan.
They didn't switch my hat back to the default one for this cutscene.
Yarn can be found around Mafia Town and used to stitch new hats if you're crafty. I've collected one for you.
So apparently I am really far ahead in the tutorial as far as things go.
You need more yarn for some hats than others. I guess being creative isn't free. So keep an eye out for yarn.
So yeah, we really were supposed to
Now
just
you're a killing machine.
very quickly
Let's go get them.
do chapter 1 of Act 1 and chapter 2 very quickly, and then now we are supposed to go back to the levels. Interesting, it cut the audio out. I wonder, on the audio settings, maybe it is the 3D positional audio's just not working well. Let's turn that off and see if that does.
Now you're a killing machine. Let's go get them.
So either that happened or I hit a button.
Now you're a killing machine.
Oh.
Now you're a killing.
Yeah, nothing I'm doing is stopping the audio from playing, yet the audio did just oddly stop from playing. Anomalies, I guess, will be different instances of what the worlds. While she's in here, I can't go back to the main area, back into that area. So what are our options? We did the barrel battle, which the population doesn't seem like it's going down any. So yeah, we can unlock this act. We have plenty of currency. So let's just do Act 3, I guess. She came from outer space. From what I've heard, the book series of Stitch in Time is actually pretty good, but it may be like the Dune book series where it's just too complicated to try to put into a TV or movie. We still got silence there as it was loading, but I don't think that's anything I'm doing. So let's put our regular hat on and see what we would have looked like by default. Yeah. In a little raincoat, and then this will actually help me find my goal, and because I was wearing this hat most of the time, it was just not working at all for me. As far as trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be going. Alright. See what this guy.
Thing over there? Mafia wonder if there is way to get, but Mafia not time to search for entrance if Mafia need to stare.
So there is probably a way in, but it probably isn't. Throwing explosives is probably crawling or falling from the top. So this is like a ground pound entrance. So we're gonna have to figure out some. We're gonna have to figure out some way to get this to swing around. Yeah, I don't have a hat that would let me do a ground pound. These guys will attack directly, so I assume they are just enemies always. But it is weird to have so many other kinds of characters talking to you when they are bad guys, and you can let's see. And I don't know if it really is worth your effort to do a lot of this, because there's definitely a hook shot swing. There's definitely things that I can't collect yet. Things that aren't really worth the extra effort to try and collect right now. And our current goal, as far as the next thing we can buy, is like 800 gems, so that's a really high number. And now I'm covered in oil. We found another relic. We've already found one of those, but haven't figured out anything I can do with that. Couple sleeping badgers. Let's see what this guy has to say.
Over there took my camera. I would have gone and done a belly dive over there. No, but this belly's too precious for sliding on.
Here we have another voice acting character. But I can't go over there and do that. Yeah, I really am just mostly wasting my time. I should just go towards the goal, and we should just play this the way the game wants us to play it, because obviously we're still in the process of unlocking abilities. I find it particularly funny and fun that she's acting very childish and just doing silly childish things to antagonize the guys instead of
child's not allowed in Black Market.
like, you've got all this spray paint and stuff. Although at a certain point I don't know if you want to encourage kids to spray paint things, and because that potentially can get you in a lot more trouble than just with the parent and vandalism. Right. She really does have a very high wall kick and a pretty nice double jump, but not a triple jump. I can't really jump off of those guys though. I can ring bells, which is interesting. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some bell puzzle or something. Wow, and I can just fly around and... but it is... I'm having trouble ringing that third bell. I would have thought that would have been easier. I see something over here. Can I reach this? Or am I gonna fall to my demise? Yeah, it almost feels like in the next area it should just be bad guys always. And that you really shouldn't have any kind of interaction. It would feel better if there was established people you talk to that looked human, and then there was just always established bad guys that you knew on sight were going to be the people you attack without any concern or shame in attacking them. That was a tight area to have that fight on. Although it doesn't feel like you can really fall to your death as much as it might seem. It does seem like you are fairly safe, and this is the same area that we were in at the beginning, so it is starting to kind of look very much like there's not too much that really can be done more in this area. But it does kind of also make me question whether all these collectibles I'm collecting are unique to every chapter, or whether they are regenerating every time you enter the level, or whether they matter in any way at all. Yeah, we were definitely hearing there wasn't a guy here before.
It's slimy space alien.
I'm covered in goo, and I guess I scared him. Maybe that was the solution. Maybe I would have gotten a line of dialogue if I haven't.
Mafia knew all along. Mafia is being invaded by
I may have missed some dialogue here. Well, at least the camera took control this time, and scared him. I fell on the ground. Alright. And I guess we just aren't going to run into any place where we wash off. Oh. In the air, press right trigger to jump further. I tried that. She lands on her belly and just kind of stays there. So you have to hit A to get higher. Gotta be real careful. Huff huff.
Leave Mafia alone, you monster! Here, if Mafia give you this, will you go away?
So that was funny, and that was cutesy, and certainly not something you would do in a normal Mario 64 level, particularly for the 3rd star. If I think about like Mario 64 and the first 3 stars you get, you probably are doing some very basic things and possibly some repetitive things. It might eventually become an argument that there should have been more repetition of just doing the same thing to open up a secondary area in a world. So, do we have anything new to say, or is this straight up just we need to keep doing levels?
Now you're a killing machine. Let's go get them.
Yeah. That oddly didn't seem like that unlocked anything, which is probably a good thing, because it means there's probably more gameplay to play. Alright. So now we're doing Act 4. I wouldn't be surprised if there's as many as 8 or 12 levels. But even at that, this does seem like we are very possibly, as the audio cuts out, in the middle of the loading. The only reason the audio would cut out while it's loading is because they literally didn't program the game to run on multiple processes and multiple threads. The audio engine seems to be contradicting with the...
you took your time. Help me out here.
Contradicting with the loading engine.
Get these brutes off my case and we can go inside.
So notice there, without any experiment or anything, I just jumped to collect something, and because I jumped towards something to collect something and put me in a cannon, that I don't believe the cannons worked before this point, and now they do. Rift, use it on your spaceship's orb machine to get cute rewards. I wonder if all of these are gonna change once Mustache Girl becomes the new Mafia boss, which I imagine is what's gonna happen. These guys are easier to defeat. It doesn't look like there's really a way to get up there. Like, maybe I could get a strange angle that way, and at some point there might be a cannon that makes sense. So yeah, looking up here, does look like there might be some more things. And took 2 people to stand here to open the door. Which, if you were, let's go, it's showtime, baby. Guess if you were playing with the online multiplayer, people would be helping you. Although, if you have like, I think you can have like 50 people online playing with you at the same time, which then almost makes it seem insane. Like, people would just be running around a level collecting every single collectible within a minute's time and beating bosses, and any individual player would be barely experiencing any of the fun. It almost feels like an online group speed run with 50 people potentially playing at the same time. So I don't know if that works some way. We may get to the point where it starts to get a little annoying having her make the sound effects. These guys are throwing things at me so they won't.
This is Mafia base.
Doesn't seem like we can do anything. No slot machines. Only local currency. That's a slot machine? Well, what are these gems if not local currency? We still really haven't gotten any kind of storyline to explain why Hat Girl is traveling through space by herself. Alright. So. Let's try that again. So that doesn't seem like that's working. Alright. That won't work either. So there must be something. Because it's left trigger to sprint and then right trigger to dash. But that's still not fast enough. So there must be some other ability. Let's just check the bathroom. Found another rift token. Here we have some mirrors that don't work, as is typical in video games. See, this smoke implies to me that there's probably something more to this. I'm not sure if I can get a good angle on it to see what's up there. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I can get really a good angle of the view. So yeah, that seems a little too sneaky for this game. Mafia and also Mafia bathrooms.
Mafia technology should leave. There is no place for little girl. Most places not for child, but especially here.
Let's see if Glitch Guy, who's still glitching, so I assume that's the way he's supposed to look. Let's see. Allows you to equip one more badge. Sure. I have plenty to do with that. So let's see, can we now equip the other badge we have? Yes. We also have collectibles here, and I don't think we have enough yarn to do anything else. There does seem to be a lot of secrets. Rats in the rafters. But I'm not really sure if we really need to get all of these.
The Mafia are terrible at cooking, but fear not. Cooking Cat is here.
Cooking
I'll prepare
Cat.
the actual dinner up here and swap the food before anybody eats the Mafia's cooking. I'm fairly certain someone would die if they ate the Mafia prepared food.
Interesting. So you have a bucket of crabs, which, if I was to guess, we need this bucket of crabs to open up that secret area. So let's see. Let's go down here. And then right trigger to drop. There we go. And now we have a key. Great, did we need a key?
What's troubling you, little girl? Mafia not know what child brings. Whatever problem is, Mafia sure you can deal with it. You look like tenacious type, not leave problem alone.
I'd argue
Girl run into kitchen if you are looking for her.
feels like there's probably too much dialogue
Like unruly type. Keep eye on her.
and perhaps too much dialogue that needs to be triggered, where I would almost argue that since this is looking it looks a lot more like a kid's game, it probably should just talk to you directly if there's any bit of information you really need to know, instead of having you press B to activate something. Appears to be Mafia's excuse for food. It certainly doesn't smell like it though. You could probably taste them, but not something that's not sure that's something you want in your obituary. So there is a bit of a hint, but not a lot, that this is that you needed to find better food. Alright. There is a lock, so we found the key before we found the lock, and we found the solution. So we probably missed some dialogue
Go
again.
ahead, kid. Open this thing up and I'll keep guard here.
That's weird. It's a freezer, and she's now in like a warmer raincoat, it looks like, than what she was in before. Seems like she just magically changes clothes based on need. So it seems there's something we can do here. Resist the urge to think of any fish puns. It's tough, but you managed to hold them back. I like that you can kind of run against anything. You're not having a situation here where you're clipping on some weird geometry, which definitely could have been an issue. So take a look here. So I'm just walking on air, but that is way better than them trying to emulate pure 3D geometry and making the game way more complicated for no reason. It's either a lot of blood or a lot of ketchup. Yeah, but there's kind of nothing here. Just a few collectibles and then crawl through the vents. We're at a checkpoint. And that jumped us out into a different area. And now we're in a treasure room, of which it seems we only are taking a certain kind of treasure. Good thing we had the brewing hat already, or that would have been some loss. Because this is definitely an area that would take more effort to get back to than normal. And I guess we're not going this way because we can't really talk to these guys or anything. Yeah, and they're not reacting in any way. And I doubt that there's anything hidden back behind these curtains. And my magnetic collectibles would probably get them if there was anything. So is it a chef that's the mafia boss? I still wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that he's the father of Mustache Girl. Alright, so so that was a trap, and that was an easy enough trap. The applause is a little too loud at the moment, considering we don't see a crowd. But definitely a kid's game. They're definitely making it super easy on me, and I'm playing super thoroughly just to make sure I collect as much as possible.
Ever since you landed in Mafia Town, it's been raining with these magical hourglasses. You must be very lost, kid with the hat. You're in the heart of our town, standing before the most powerful man you will ever witness. Everything you've ever owned belongs to me now, including this hourglass piece. If you want it, we'll have to settle it in true.
Notice his lips aren't moving. He's not animated. I guess none of the characters are. Again, Kickstarter game. So I'm not expecting as much perfection as I would from somebody like Nintendo. But there is definitely some more polish I'd expect from a Hat in Time too, since now it's a successfully kickstarted and well-selling game. At least. Alright, so we're doing a side-scrolling battle. Ooh, and that. So this is more of a situation where we need to just be careful, because he's gonna do attack cycles. So I just need to dodge and maybe do an attack. But I need to realize when he gets attacked. When he's blue, I guess you can hurt him. And that's the only time.
I've got your friend captured, and soon you will both perish.
Go at me, you psycho!
Ooh, so kind of a difficulty spike there. Am I supposed to hit him or? Like I know I can hit him there, and then he's gonna drop these, and you just have to avoid them. Yeah, hitting him doesn't seem to work. What if I was to do this?
I'm gonna get you! Supercharge!
It seems like you have to be pretty high as far as where his hat is, and press X. And they've changed the pattern here. So. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's working. Now this was kind of the problem with Ukulele too, is that the boss fight was a little bit poorly designed. Well, in Ukulele it was very poorly designed, and that became a major frustration point. However, you can also tell that as long as I'm not totally screwing up here, they've handed me all 4 of my life back, and it probably wouldn't have been a bad idea to
Get your friend captured, and soon you will both perish.
Let go of me, you psycho!
Down!
He landed on me, but I don't think it's gonna matter.
Mafia ball!
Oh, I gotta get under there at that point. A giant ball. It doesn't particularly look like it is made of Mafia people, which I think it is supposed to be. How am I supposed to hit him? Um.
Come on! Crawl up and hit him!
Crawl up and hit him. Oh. Yeah. I think the game had to actually tell me how to beat it, which I appreciate that for a kid's game, because let's face it, I was definitely having trouble figuring out what to do. And it is just straight up throwing up. It is straight up throwing hearts at me. Alright. Come on, give me a heart.
Mega charge!
Yeah, this is more challenge than I thought it would be. I'm doing something wrong. There we go. You have to hold the right trigger and press X, or press right trigger and then press X. But I barely got that on the second attempt. It definitely feels like there was nobody else in the audience. It definitely feels like there should have been at least 4 more levels to kind of ramp up to that. Maybe a mini boss instead of a major boss. Now she's gonna steal it, and she's gonna be the main bad guy of this game.
So what do these things do anyway? Are they some sort of rare collector's item for nerds? Are they some sort of rare wait, huh?
They rewind time, it seems.
Whoa, what? What? Did you know about this? This is crazy! Do you even realize what could be done with these? We can make it so that you never got punched in the face by the Mafia that one time. We could beat up the Mafia, travel back in time, and then beat them up again.
They're mentioning things that actually happened in the game. So I triggered something when I played Patty Cake and got punched in the face.
No, wait. We can make it so the Mafia never arrived on the island.
So maybe she's gonna affect time, and that'll give us some more levels in Mafia area.
Even better, we could be crime-fighting time travelers. Wait, what? This doesn't make any sense. You have all this power, and you're not gonna use it to fight evil?
I kind of need to know the
If you're
motivation.
not gonna use them to fight evil, then I will.
It would be kind of nice to know the reason.
I'm not gonna let this island remain as Mafia Town. I'll collect all the timepieces for myself. You have my word on it.
So this establishes your competitor, who seems like they're unless there's more of a reason that hasn't been said. Seems like I'm with Mustache Girl. Mustache Girl's pickpocketed half of your pawns, which I guess are the name of the currency. And we're no longer friends. We're now enemies. This Nyakuza Metro, though, looks like it's just a modified loading screen that they've added with the new DLC. Okay. So we've now unlocked this. Battle has been restored to the machine room. The chapter Battle for the Boards is now available. Oh really? I thought this was just gonna be cinematics. No anomalies right now. I can blow these up. And that's probably just a default way to get some more pawns. Takes tokens and gives you gifts. Spend 3 tokens for a gift. Yes. We don't have enough tokens. So it's a little gacha game. Gacha spelled G-A-C-H-A. Little toys that you gamble for. Mostly from Japan. Mostly in Japan. Alright. A time rift has been detected. So Act 4 is what we did before. There's an Act 5 we're missing. An Act 6 would cost 100. And then this is open by default. So that does kind of make it feel like there's probably only this 7 missions. Maybe it'll get up to like 12 when all's said and done. Can we go back in our room at this point? Now that Mustache Girl's not here. No, this would require 7 more. I am seeing some screen tearing, but I imagine recording won't be showing any of that. Here's another. Yeah, there must be an achievement for sitting in all these places. But even if there is an achievement for doing that, that would take a lot of time. So maybe there's an achievement for sitting in like 100 different ones. That would be more reasonable. Let's see. We're in the machine room. What can we interact with? What can we see? What does this do? This lever does literally nothing but alter how bright the nearby panel is when the power's on. It's stuck on really bright, actually. Okay. That's funny. It's a bookcase, also known as Cool Word Zone, or a thing you can't even slightly fill yourself. Or a quote thing you can't even slightly fill yourself, Stephen. You'll never find a publisher, and all that time you spend in a study is time you could be spending with your kids, depending on where you're from. That seems almost like a personal message to somebody named Stephen who dreams to be an author. Yes, the VGS-1, the fastest, most complex computer ever built. Boot it up. Sure. Power's on. The world of computing delight awaits you. Greeting user, unidentified user. Welcome to your home computing experience. Open application. Fun. Open application. Games. It was selected the text-based entertainment application. Open application. Sure. You've selected yes. I will choose a game from my immeasurable library of purely non-visual fun. I've selected Corgi Quest 7, The Leashes That Bind. You're a Corgi, your name is Alan. You must sever the magical leash holding you in the plains of nastiness. Exits are north, east, and south. Oh man, it's going to be one of these. Alright, fine, go south. There's a set of gates to the south that are guarded by a prismatic wolf. Let's see. Bark. You bark. It's really quite sonorous. The prismatic wolf rapidly shifts between spectrums, visible and invisible. You're a dog, so you really only see 2 colors. Regardless, so whatever, I guess. It flees and the gates are unguarded. It'd probably come back if you left, though. Alright, south. Go through the gates around the grassy clearing. Let's see. I'm just gonna hit some buttons at this point because I've lost interest. No. Shut down. So maybe we will come back to that, but maybe not. Let's see. Stage 7 try calculating. Harmonizer is pretty expensive, but it doesn't deserve to treat themselves every now and then. But who doesn't deserve to treat themselves every now and then? Yeah, it seems like there's some musical themes in this. This is your bleeding edge top of the line audio device. Without it, you wouldn't be able to tune into all your favorite radio broadcasts like Acquaintances at a Table, Goodbye from Sunshine Town, Two Brothers, and then also a third additional brother, myself. I guess those are references to maybe podcasts. And then seems like there's something more that way. Let's see. So they wanted to really make sure that you could blow things up before you got into the art room, where, let's see, there's quite a collection of art, some of which seems to be references to in-game art, some of which looks like they're references to other kinds of artists. This may have all been like Kickstarter backers' arts. It's funny, certainly. Is this going to be just pauses the game and then hits play? Time rift the gallery. So I found a time rift, and that is a slight concern that maybe this content that I'm playing right now is DLC, and maybe very quickly more DLC would be added to this game, and there is a certain desire to, well, I made it to a checkpoint even if I didn't deserve it. Like, I like to play games when they're finished. I like to get the complete collection. That would have been a very difficult jump, actually, because I would have had to jump in a counterclockwise motion. But there's still a lot to do here. It is kind of snapping, so, but yeah. And there's no way to save yourself. So if you just die, do you just die? Or you start over, and I guess you have to... So this may just be too difficult for me to do right now. Like, I can do that, fine. And then I needed to double jump, and that's what I wasn't doing before. And then and I guess these light posts are the checkpoints. Seems like these kind of lock in on themselves where they're supposed to go. Yeah, there definitely is a lot of snapping going on, but sometimes it's not enough. It definitely feels like I could easily cause myself to die. Just another checkpoint. Am I supposed to hit those guys? Right. So I need to hit A after I dash. So you have to hit jump dash A. Or jump A. A. Alright. That was a little awkward. I guess I'm not supposed to do anything with these spider guys. They just kind of drool to show you where they're going to be. Alright. So. Gotta jump up just a little bit. Think we've got this, but that was pretty difficult, and yeah, it's kind of questionable how many of these in total there are going to be. What's this? Press A to roll. New remix. New remix. New color. Well, I guess we have to claim the new color. Dye the colors of your clothes. Interesting. So I got some bonus thing also for doing either a time rift or maybe just because I got 5 in total. And the cat's now here. Interesting. Hey, look at that. My clothes are a different color. So let's just leave it here, and we'll just have to wait until next recording to find out what the cat has to say. Let's see. We can see that there are colors, and it looks like maybe there's 4, maybe 5. So that would per row and 3 rows, so you're talking at most 15, probably 12 colors. Not a lot. As far as level collectibles, it seems like you could potentially have 10 in a level, but other kinds of collectibles, seems like there aren't too many of them. Or maybe at some point we're gonna start removing these relics. Badges, again, looks like there's probably only 12 in total. And then weapons, maybe there's 15 there. So it does really make it seem like there isn't too much to this game. That being said, it is taking about 45 minutes to do 1, maybe 2 levels, and 1 there. Yeah, which... that's decent, certainly. Maybe this will probably be a shorter and sweeter experience than Mario 64. Although in all fairness, even Mario 64 back in the day when it was really the only game you could reasonably expect to have during the Nintendo 64 launch. Maybe you had 1 other game, maybe 2 other games to play. Even at that point, the 120 stars took forever, and in modern day and age, spending so much time, spending 30 to 60 hours in a game, in a 3D platformer particularly, is just not really that reasonable. Nowadays everything is more desirable when it is short and sweet and just takes about 15 hours. That's about the new sweet spot. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description. And if you want to support me even further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.